What if I told you there's a new medical miracle, one that could literally change the world? But, and there's a huge but, what if it's priced so high that the people who need it most can't possibly get it? Well, that's exactly the story we're diving into today, a story of incredible hope and a really harsh reality.
All right, so for a long time, the best way to prevent HIV has been a thing called PrEP. You've probably heard of it. It's a pill you have to take every single day. Now, imagine this. The new way, it's just 2 shots a year. That's it. We're going from 365 chances to forget a pill down to just 2 visits to the doctor. The difference is just, wow.
So, to really get why 2 shots a year is such a massive deal, we first have to talk about the main problem with the old way, the daily pill problem.
And this really gets down to, just being human. Those daily PrEP pills, they work great if you take them perfectly. Every single day, without fail. But life gets in the way, right? You go on a trip, you get busy, you just forget for a couple of days, and just like that, that protective shield is gone. You're vulnerable again. That's always been its biggest weakness. Okay, but this is where the story gets really, really cool. Because we now have this brilliant solution to that daily grind. A new drug, it's called Lenacapavir, and it's designed to protect you for 6 whole months from just 1 single shot. And listen, this isn't just me hyping it up. We're talking about the biggest names in global health, the FDA here in the US and the World Health Organization. They've both looked at this, and they're calling it a significant breakthrough. Now, when organizations like that use words like breakthrough, you know it's a real game changer. It's a signal that things are about to be very different. So, the big question is, how? How does one little injection give you such powerful, long-lasting protection? While the science behind it is super clever and honestly incredibly effective. Let's dig into how Lenacapavir actually gets the job done inside your body.
First things first, you gotta know your enemy, right? A super important part of the HIV virus is something called the capsid. The easiest way to think about it is like it's the virus's suit of armor. It's this protective shell that guards all of its precious genetic code. It's absolutely essential for the virus to copy itself and spread. So, to beat the virus, you have to get through that armor.
This is where Lenacapavir is so smart. It has this awesome 2-step attack plan. First, when you get the shot, the drug doesn't just flood your system all at once. Nope. It creates this little deposit right under your skin that dissolves really slowly, releasing a steady, protective dose for months and months. Then, and this is the killer move, it goes directly after that HIV capsid. It latches onto it and just messes it up, breaks it down. It basically shatters the virus's armor so it can't replicate. It just stops it dead in its tracks. Okay, so the science sounds amazing in theory. But did it actually work on real people? This is where the story goes from impressive to absolutely mind-blowing. The results from the clinical trials, they're not just good, they're historic.
So check this out. The trial for this drug was huge. We're talking over 4,000 people, all of them at high risk for HIV. They got just 2 shots over a whole year, and the result? It was incredible. Out of more than 4,000 people, you know how many got infected? 2. Just 2. It's a number so small you can barely even see it on a chart. It's almost 0.
So what does that translate to? An effectiveness rate of over 99.9%. I mean, just let that number sink in for a second. 99.9. We have never seen a number like that in HIV prevention. It's as close to perfect as you can possibly get. A truly monumental achievement. But right here, just as we're celebrating this massive scientific win, the story takes a sharp turn. We've just hit a wall. A really, really big, expensive wall. We have this nearly perfect tool, but there is a major catch. The company that created this incredible drug is Gilead Sciences. And since they hold the patent, they get to decide everything. How it's made, where it goes, and, you guessed it, the price. And the price they chose? Well, it sent a shockwave through the entire health community. Gilead has set the price for 1 year of Lenacapavir, remember, that's just 2 shots, at a staggering $28,000. $28,000.
For a drug meant to stop an epidemic that hits lower-income communities and developing countries the hardest, a price tag that high basically puts it on a shelf that almost no one can reach.
Now, hold on. This might not be the end of the road. There are a few ways this could play out. Gilead could, for example, license the patent to other companies around the world. That would create competition, and competition almost always drives prices down. Or, as the tech gets older and cheaper to make, the cost could naturally fall over time. But right now, those are just hopes. They're not reality.
And that leaves us right here with this incredibly powerful and honestly pretty tough question. A medical miracle is officially here. We did it. We created something that's nearly 100% effective at preventing HIV. But what good is a miracle if almost no one can afford it? What does it truly mean if it stays locked away from the very people it's supposed to save? That's the critical question we're all left with.